In today's video, I'll be demoing the Scheps Omni Channel from Waves and show you why I think it's the best channel strip out there at the moment. I'm back after a short Easter break, and during that week I got the Scheps Omni Channel on the tax day sale that they had, and it's incredible. Little reminder, if you like the sort of videos I do here, please do consider subscribing, click that bell so you get notified when I have new videos up, and leave comments or questions if you have them. Now, over the years I've never been much of a fan of channel strip plugins. Mostly because a lot of them, they have one or two elements that are really good, and the other parts of it not really for me. But I took the plunge on the Scheps Omni Channel and find out this is finally one that works for what I'm trying to do. For this demo I've loaded in some drum tracks, kick, snare and overheads, a bass track and 2 acoustic guitars. Let's listen to it without any processing. Sounds like most tracks do before you start tweaking them. Anyways, we start off with the kick, and first we have the preamp section, where you have saturation and the filters and a thump, which is a low-end bump that you can add to it. Let's start off with some filtering. Yeah, that will work. And now to the saturation bit. We have 3 options here: odd, even, and heavy. Those are the different kind of harmonics that you get from it. What I've found on drums is that I prefer the even harmonics, but try out different ones. Yeah, that sounds okay. And as you can see, to open up more controls on each module, you just press a little window button up top there, and you get more options to tweak. Next up we have the de-essers. We have 2 of them. However, for the kick we won't be needing a top one, which is more suited to vocals and cymbals and stuff like that. Cool thing about the Scheps Omni Channel is as soon as you turn one of the knobs, that module becomes active, which is really cool. This is really cool as you avoid sitting there and tweaking knobs and you find out that a module is bypassed. We've all done that with plugins at one time or another. Let's try out the low de-esser here. I have a fairly wide cut. And here's another tip for especially for EQ and de-essing. Control the click, and you can solo the frequency that you're trying to take out. Yeah, we found some mud there, which we're going to try to use a de-esser on. Now on to the EQ. On the top and bottom bands you have 3 different options here. Resonant shelf, normal shelf, high and low, and PS for regular parametric. Let's start with a high shelf on the kick there. I think I'm going to use a parametric instead. Fairly wide bell. Yeah, that works. Let's add some attack to the beater. It's usually at around 3K. As you can hear, this is an extremely musical EQ. You can really boost the crap out of it without it sounding horrible. Low mids, or as Andrew calls it, the tone band. I think we're going to go for the wide bell curve. You also have a notch and parametric as with the other bands. And typically what you want to do with a kick drum is use a wide bell and pull out a lot of low mids. I think I'll start at about the default there at 350. Let's bypass it. Bit of a difference, eh? Now let's compress a bit. And you have 3 different compressors for this plugin. You have a VCA, a FET, and an opto. And a FET is close to an 1176, which we love on kick drums. So we're going to go for that one. The opto is really nice on vocals. You also have a mix knob and an output, as when you pull down a threshold the output will increase. For kick drum it's great to use the sidechain filter. Let's set to about 80, which sounds about right. What this does is take out everything below 80 in the compressor circuit, so you don't get pumping in the sub areas. Let's try that. Very nice kick sound, but another really cool feature about this plugin is you have an insert. And, click on the plus sign here and you can insert other Waves plugins within the Omni channel. So let's pull up a pull tick. Which are obviously really cool on kick drums. Boost at 60. Let's try an 8K boost. Another feature is that you can reorder all of these modules any way you want. So you want the compressor before the EQ? Or the gate towards the end? The options are endless on that one. And this is something that always annoys me with channel strip plugins. Is most of them don't allow you to reorder depending on what instrument you're using it on. Finally, we have the meter section and a limiter. We're going to use a limiter to catch a couple of peaks on both the kick and the snare. Well, that's a few other things that this plugin can do. Anyways, that's it for this one. Remember to subscribe and click that bell, and I'll see you in the next video.